était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, monsieur le président, un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, monsieur le président, à l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux. Vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. Wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un vieux. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux. Des vieux, des vieux. Des jeunes prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir des esclaves. Les jeunes prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux. À la présidence, il y a un vieillard. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux, des vieux, des vieux. Docteur, tout Joseph, professeur à Los Angeles, comment pouvez-vous nommer un individu à un poste pendant 25 ans, 20 ans directeur de tant, 30 ans? Vous partagez le pouvoir avec vos familles. Vous partagez le pouvoir avec vos amis. Vous partagez le pays avec vos familles. Vous partagez le pays avec vos familles. Et après quand ils ont volé, vous appelez les alliés, les attrapés. Et après quand ils ont volé, vous appelez les alliés. C'est toi qui les avais nommés, papa. Tu as oublié. Tu as seulement oublié. C'est toi qui les avais nommés. Oh, tu as oublié.
Hi. Good day to the beautiful people of the Cameroons. The beautiful people of British Cameroon. And the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon. Today I come to address these two countries that came together voluntarily, British Cameroon and La République du Cameroon. This is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. So today, I really want to look at 60 years of CNU rebranded, chop people the money, CPDM, 60 years of broken and undelivered promises. That's why I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen. So I will start by playing this music.
Mwanga c'est militaire, moi pas besoin galop, soutez-moi du riz. Serza Masamba, trayer mwanga saka pour mitsotso, la guerre peut moyer beau chercher beau soro. Isatara, tata, mwanga trema sur frenza tumpa kuba limbane, komanda kafua mena kude kwani mutu. Beto ba militaire, muntu sakana, tu kubri kweto. Moga pepe, moyinga kanga kwa. Moga pepe, moyinga kanga kwa.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to 60 years of undelivered and broken promises by CPDM, chop people the money. Ladies and gentlemen, a country is made up of a population, a political authority, and a territory. Ladies and gentlemen, CPDM gentlemen, let them shut up. They don't own that country. They can use as much military as they want. They don't own it. They have failed the country. They are a party of destruction. And I'm going to tell you today. First, as the leader of British Cameroon National Party, I want to make this clear. We are all entitled rather to our opinion, our political opinion. If you look at Article 65 in the Constitution of La République du Cameroun, they have the United Nations Charter, which is part of the preamble. You have the African Charters on Human and People's Rights, which is part of their constitution. And they have what again? Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Those are international rights which are part of the constitution of the Cameroons. I'm bringing this up because we are all entitled to our opinion. And opinion is individual opinion. You are entitled to join a political party. You are entitled to associate whoever you want. So I'm calling on the people of the Cameroons. If you're not happy with CPDM or other political party, or is it, how do you call it, or British Cameroon National Party, this is a party political broadcast. It is my right. It is our party. You don't need to agree with us. When I come and speak here, I'm speaking to the electorate, the voters. You don't need to vote our party if you don't agree with us. Most of us, especially from the extraction of English origin in the Cameroons, British Cameroons, we keep on saying we are fighting for our Anglo-Saxon culture. But I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters of British Cameroon, when you call people enabler who do not belong to your organization, black leg who do not belong to your organization, those are not British values. That one are country values. One size fits all. Force people, they may all man be together. You should distinguish your traditional values with the British values. Where I was born, in Boya, we are liberal. Those are British values. I'll tell you. British values are what? Mutual respect and tolerance. Where I was born in Boya, we have mutual respect and tolerance. Those are British values. It's not backward value. Individual liberty. We had it when I was growing up. We respect other people's opinion and protect other people's beliefs and rights. That's not backward culture. It's how I was brought up in Boya. We had democracy, our culture, and freedom. That's why Dr. Ndeli gave us autonomy. We have different political parties. That's not backward culture. It is a culture that we adopted where we were growing up in Boya or in Fako. Nobody forces other people with their opinion. If your opinion is good enough, speak to the electorate, talk to the voters, and democracy, the culture of freedom. That's why most of you, I understand, regardless whether you're Nigerian or whichever ethnicity, if you come to Fako, you have that mutual respect and tolerance, individual liberty. That's how we're brought up. So if people don't agree with others' political opinion, they should sit in their lane and concentrate there. The reason we created British Cameroon National Party because we have never agreed with CNU, rebranded CPDM. We have nothing in common with the Social Democratic Front, which was created by CPDM militants, because from the former chairman to most militants, they were all CPDM militants, and that's why they ended up with the CPDM. That's why they destroyed it, because they are the same people, because we fought for multipartism. Some CNU rebranded CPDM militant, they created SDF. And some people will say, oh, there was only one party. Yes, there was one party, but people like myself, we never joined any political party. Just because there is one party doesn't mean you should join a party without a manifesto or policies. Ladies and gentlemen, British Cameroon National Party is very clear. We scrutinize and hold the government of La République du Cameroun to account. It's nothing personal. We look at their policies. We don't look at individuals. That's not our problem. Our problem is the policies or manifesto of the government, which they don't have any. That is what we are focusing on. There is just one government, which is a do-nothing government. And for over 60 years, the opposition in the Cameroons, they think, ever since the reintroduction of multipartyism, they have always been doing politics of personality cult. No manifesto, no policies. So British Cameroon National Party is a new leadership that we have come to teach people, to show them how you do politics. You bring policies, you argue about policies. You don't argue whether you're from Northwest or Southwest or which administrative unit. It's irrelevant. You can be from the Betty clan and you still support British Cameroon National Party because we have common policies, similar manifestos. It's not about your tribe. It's about your beliefs, the beliefs of justice and equality. That's where we, British Cameroon National Party, we stand. Our party is open for everyone, whether you're British, whether you're Nigerian, South African, whether you're from Central South, whether you're from North. It is our values. If you like our manifesto, if you love our policy, join us. It is not about your ethnicity. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the difference among most people who believe they are fighting Anglophone problem because they are Anglophones. When I go to the city of London to protest for what is happening in Palestine, it's not because I'm a Palestinian. It's because I believe in equality and justice. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to work now. What are the broken and undelivered promises of CNU rebranded CPDM? Ladies and gentlemen, people get into government to fix a country. You get into government to better the lives of the people. You don't go there to destroy it. That's what CNU rebranded CPDM have been doing for the last 60 years. They think, l'État, c'est moi. I'm the state. They are above the law. You see, every day their ministers come and say, people are not allowed to do this. They don't read their constitution. They tell you not to do the things that their constitution say you should do. Recently, I saw something. Mr. Atanganji said, nobody have a right to address the people, only the president of the republic. Mr. Atanganji, does he read his constitution? Does he know what Article 65, which says the preamble is part and parcel of the constitution, say? Everybody is entitled to address the voters. The people of the Cameroons are potential and they are voters. It is your right to address any person, anytime, any day, any minute, any second. It is your right. Minister Atangaji does not understand the laws of the Cameroon. They think the laws are them. Minister Atangaji recently talked about that, churches that they were not authorized. You don't need to authorize a church. That's why we, the Anglophone, we have problem with people like Minister Atangaji. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, it's a church. If I have a church inside this, my house, Mr. Atangaji, you don't have any right to enter my house. I can have a church here. 2 or 3 are gathered. In the English culture, you can only register a church if the church is making more than £5,000. And the reason you register it, you don't register it with Minister of Territorial Administration. You register it with the Charity Commission because a church is a charitable organization. So when we have people, unelected ministers, I use the word unelected ministers because most ministers in democracies, they are elected. Even if you're not elected immediately, maybe you've been a mayor before, maybe a governor before, maybe a parliamentarian before. All you see them, Famdongo, Atanganji, Ngongo, Ayolo, all of them, nobody have ever elected them. They don't have the mandate of the people to serve us. So they were appointed. An appointed person should be responsible only to Mr. Bia, not to the people. Nobody gave you that mandate to represent them as a minister. You were appointed. So talk only to Paul Biya. All the ministers of the Cameroons, you have no right to talk to the people. Nobody have given you the mandate to talk on their behalf. You were appointed. Go and talk to Mr. Biya. Getting back to the broken promises. La République du Cameroon joined British Cameroon. The basis was respect of minority rights. That's Article 47 of the Federal Constitution. People who are not lawyers have been interpreting Article 47 or whatsoever. Article 47 was sacrosanct. Don't change the two-state federation. Don't use your majority on minority. They change it. I don't know whether the new article now with another article, what is article? Is it 64 of the current La République Constitution? They say don't change the form of a state again. So how can you be changing one article with another article saying the same thing? Because of colonization, because of annexation, broken promise. More than 30 years ago, the CPDM government that is full of liars. You know, when I was growing up in the Cameroons, they say, speak the truth and shame the devil. That's the morality that I was brought up in the Cameroons. Speak the truth. The truth hurts. So what happened? Deep sea port. I was in Commercial Avenue that day. Mr. Biya was there. Mr. Biya made a speech. I will personally supervise the deep sea port. In English language, when you make a promise that you do not intend to obey, it is a lie, and they call you a liar. Prime Minister Boris Johnson of UK, they gave him a vote of no confidence because he was a liar. It's only in the Cameroons that you keep liars in power. The same ring road, broken promises, undelivered promises. Mr. Biya promise. I will personally supervise it. Mr. Biya, we are waiting for you. Let me show you this. We are waiting for you in Victoria. When the last time I went, 2022, I went to Victoria. This came from Atlantic Ocean. That's British Cameroon. I got this stone. It's here. It's my souvenir. So tell Mr. Biya, we are waiting him in Victoria. He should come and personally supervise it. Ayolo and Gongo, you should hold Mr. Biya's hands and bring Mr. Biya to come and personally supervise that Victoria deep sea port. The point is, as this is not enough, Mr. Biya have been doing things, promoting nepotism from where he comes from. He has a deep sea port, roads around Kribi, whether they call it long camp, but he's doing this after being in power for more than 50 years. Mr. Biya, it's now that he's trying to fix his own place, preparing for a clan cessation. That's what Mr. Biya is doing. If you look at the constitution of the Cameroons, it says the resources of the country will be evenly distributed to each individual. In Mr. Biya's end of year speech last year, Mr. Biya talked about electricity that he was going to create or whatsoever in, is it in La République du Cameroun, Yaoundé, Douala? Today is 365 days since Mr. Biya made that promise. Is there any electricity? When you promise something, you cannot do it. In English language, they say it is a lie, and it means the person who made that promise is a liar. How long shall we be keeping liars in such position? I'm speaking English. I'm not speaking Mokwe. I'm not speaking Lanso. I'm not speaking Betilang or Bulu. I'm speaking English. So I'm not insulting any person. I'm stating a fact. If you make a promise, you don't keep to the promise, it means you lied. And people who lie, they are called liars. Anje Chungi, When he was delegate for security, he's a CPDM man. He said he will make la police the police. Because police, they are so corrupt. You know, police, they are no longer police. They have brought this, their gendarme mentality inside the police. British Cameroon police. They have brought that their mentality there now. If you're traveling in British Cameroon, you see an Anglophone police, he comes there, he will not speak to you in English, he will speak in French. Why? Because they know French is the oppressive language and they want money from you. I've seen them several times. You see somebody, a British Cameroonian police, when they come, they want to speak in French. They know if they speak in English, there will be no bribe. So they will speak only. I'm sure most of you have got that experience before. So that's how they behave. When they meet you, they make sure they speak in French. So we don't even have police anymore. Because police is different from gendarme, armed people. People who oppress people. You see, I don't need to call the name. Some of my mentors who were Mr. Bia's friend, they used to tell me, say, Alex, j'aime les ministres anglophones. Because Anglophone ministers, they were very humble in those days. They were polite, they were nice. You can go to a minister's office, they will receive you. But Anglophone ministers today, they have changed. They behave like some of these Francophone ministers. Even some of them, the proportion, the rate of which they have catch up with the Francophone ministers, like Atanganji, he's very unpopular among Francophone ministers. They don't like him. Ask most Francophone ministers, they don't like him. He's just there saying anything because he wants to be prime minister. That's why Atanganji is talking like that. Unfortunately, Mr. Atanganji, I saw some of the military people and ministers and family members of President Assad of Syria. They were talking. When President Assad fled the country, he left all those people, ministers, left his family. He did not say, oh, come and enter the plane with me. The day Mr. Bia will want to go, you people will stay there. The borders of Nigeria is already locked. Some people are there. They will arrest you. When you sit in power, don't think about tomorrow. Mr. Tanganji, if you run and come to Europe, we'll arrest you on what? Universal jurisdiction. I come to Cameroon. There, that you want to arrest me, you see what will happen. There. It's not everybody that you arrest, okay? Just make an attempt one day. You see what will happen. Because I know what I'm doing. When I do things, I do it in accordance to the law. I know some people will say, oh, the government doesn't care. Touch, Metre, Mola, Alex, and Tiveli Singer. I'm not be that when I call people, the one I catch them for Cameroon. I'm coming there very soon. Next year. Catch me. So I'm not scared of that. So because, as I said, Anje Chungi, the former delegate for internal security, said, La police, the police. There have never been any police, the police until today. We were invited to the national dialogue. My participation card, Decentralization Committee number 8. Decentralization Committee. My lecturer, whom I have much respect for him, Diongute, as a lecturer. But as somebody who have entered a corrupt system, was the chair of the decentralization, not decentralization, the major national dialogue. Mr. Bia asked him to represent him because Mr. Bia is Cameroon. Mr. Bia doesn't know Metre Mola Alexis Singer can represent Cameroon. Mr. Bia doesn't know a footballer can represent Cameroon. Mr. Bia doesn't know any individual can represent Cameroon. When people go and represent the Cameroons, Mr. Bia said, they say, oh, he's representing the head of state. No, you don't represent the head of state. You represent the country. Anybody who goes and do something in the name of a country, you represent the country. You're not representing the head of state. Mr. Biya, a president is not the owner of a country. So, they promise decentralization. Then they say it's a process. In Cameroon, everything is a process. Before Mr. Biya came to power, we had water, we had electricity, power came. They came, they promised us pipe-borne water and electricity when we have it. So they have to destroy power cam. Then they start rebuilding it again. That's promise, promise, promise the next 100 years. People who came to power to destroy the country. They came to destroy the country. If I should tell you, under the chop people, the money CPDM, there have been increase in embezzlement, increase in corruption under the CPDM, increase in torture under the CPDM, increase in oppression under the CPDM, increase in child poverty under the CPDM, increase in violence against women under the CPDM, increase in road accident under the CPDM, Mickey Mouse degrees in university increase under the CPDM, farming under the CPDM increase, fraudulent land certificate under the CPDM, fake chieftaincy under the CPDM, increase in corruption in the lawyers and the judges in the Cameroons under the CPDM. Transparency International once said that the government of Cameroon is the most corrupt government in the world. Imagine being number one of corruption. Mr. Biya said, "Où sont les proof? Show me proof." There have been increase in 40% in Ministry of Finance. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait to see the end of CNU rebranded CPDM. Not the end of Mr. Biya. Whether it's not by bylaw or by any means necessary, that party must be dissolved. Everybody. Because if you remove Mr. Biya, the other people will continue. It's a system. It's a syndicate. It's a cartel. It's an oligarchy. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I can sit here and scrutinize and hold the CNU rebranded government to account. But the issue is that if you are an opposition, have you got an alternative? If there is no alternative, we don't need to try to change the chop people their money. But I have looked for the last 60 years. When you see those who want to replace Mr. Biya's opposition, they are all former militants or members of CPDM. At this age, we want people who are clean. We want people with probity. We want people with integrity. And you can find such people with policies, with manifesto, only in British Cameroon National Party. We are the first parties in the Cameroons, the first party that stopped politics of personality cult. People come, they vote for chairman, Mr. Biya, Bello Buba, Jiruma, this. We are the first party who say, no, we want to know your health policy. We want to know your economic policy, taxation, special status, equal. Two countries came together, British Cameroon and French Cameroon. English institution in British Cameroon, French institution in French Cameroon. Environmental policy, royal affairs, how we can change the economy, whether it's market economics or whatsoever. We are the first political party in the history of the Cameroons to start talking about this. If you look in the United Kingdom, the first major road was constructed in the 1st century AD, but we are still struggling to construct roads in the Cameroon. The first home electricity was in 1878 in the United Kingdom. Then the public electricity was 1888. Look, when there was no technology Today, modern day, we have artificial intelligence. These people have gone through industrial revolution. They have passed it. Now it's artificial intelligence. We have not even reached industrial revolution. We still use our hands to do things in the Cameroons when they use machine. Because industrial revolution doesn't mean, I saw some ministers in the Cameroon say there's industrial revolution. They think it's about opening industry. Industrial revolution means you stop doing things with your hands. You start using machines. So it's faster. That was the industrial revolution. We are still doing things with our hands. We grind things pepper stone. We take mortar pieces. When people are using machine, it's more easier to do certain things. So we have not even attained the level of industrial revolution. While other people are already doing what? They are already in artificial intelligence age. The first running water in the United Kingdom, running water, was 1600, the first running water. We are still struggling to have water in the Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is, the CNU rebranded CPDM, they don't have the judgment. They don't have the character. They don't have the ability to lead a nation. President Paul Biya, Ngongo, Ayolo, Famdongo, you guys don't have the judgment, the character, and the ability to lead the Cameroons. If the kitchen, the hot, una run outside, it don't pass una. Una accept, say something don't pass una. People who stay for 365 days, end of year, they come and say, Cameroonese, we go give una electricity, we go give una water. No. You run a country like accident and emergency ward in a hospital. When there's a problem today, the people want solution. It's a disgrace that in so many places in Yaoundé, for 5 days, there was no electricity, including Christmas Day. In Yaoundé! We, British Cameroon National Party, we have a plan. We have a policy called small, small catching monkey. Our aim is to get the mandate from the people, because we can talk, all of us. If people don't give you that mandate by standing as a parliamentarian or local councillor, you don't have a mandate. We don't believe in guns. We believe politics is alternative to war. I understand people will say, oh, we SDF, we did this. We did this. You are SDF. We are not SDF. We are British Cameroon National Party. What was the policy or manifesto of SDF for more than 30 years? Nothing. The policy was chairman. So far, don't finish. SDF was equal to CPDM. Aben Zonga made it clear that when they say the coalition for dialogue, is it coalition for what? Coalition for opposition. When it was alleged that they won the election, what the SDF militants, they were more interested in taking bribe from CPDM instead of saying we won, we want to stand our grounds and we want to be the next president of the country. But they were taking bribe. So they are the same like CNU rebranded CPDM. I told you most of the SDF militants, they were CNU rebranded CPDM. A leopard can never change its spots. So we of the British Cameroon National Party, we have probity and integrity. If you go somewhere, you have something, check my CV, bring something that Maître Mola Alex Nivelising have ever done wrong. Bring a card, say I've ever been a militant in SDF or CNU. I've never. When I was in Form 1 in Lycée Moliko, they used to force that Aijo CNU on us on 20 May. Force, by force. Military rules for us to go and march. When President Amadou Aijo resigned, they forced us to put that CNU uniform, went to the presidency in Boya to greet him bye-bye. So that's the only year I've ever put that thing. I was a child. That was child abuse. We leave that tomorrow. We'll sue that government one day for forcing a CNU uniform on us. Mr. Biya say, l'école écolier, la politique aux politiciens, but they were the one forcing us, baby, we are even baby, to put on their CNU rebranded CPDM clothes. So at the end of the day, we have our policy. We are speaking to the electorate. We scrutinize and hold the government to account. Then we put our policies to the electorate, the voters. It's up to the voters to choose us. That's it. It's up to the voters. If you don't want to vote us, go and vote your CPDM. Leave us alone. We are talking to the public. The public are the voters. Our aim is straightforward. We want to make sure the two countries that came together is recognized. That's one of our policies. Because people say, oh, British Cameroon was not independent. It's British Cameroon National Party who started telling people that no, a country does not need to be independent to be a country. All you need is a political authority, a territory, and a population. British Cameroon had Dr. Ndele as Prime Minister, had a territory and a political authority and a territory that was a country. Independence is something else. Scotland is not independent, it's still a country. It's got its own money, got its own football team, it's running its own economy, got its own parliament. Northern Ireland is not independent, it's got its own parliament, got its first minister, running its own thing. Wales is not independent, it's in the United Kingdom. England is not independent, it's in the United Kingdom. They are all countries. You don't need to be independent to be a country. So British Cameroon was a country. We must recognize that country. Then British Cameroon is already, La République de Cameroon is already recognized. They are using the name that they got in 1960. They are using the money that they got from France in 1945. They are using a name that they got from France in 1945. They are using their gendarmerie that they got from France in 1791. They are using the French Revolution, the military tribunal that they inherited from France in 1794. They are using ENS that they got from France in 1793. So they are using their institution. The aim of British Cameroon National Party is to tell them that, look, those institutions should remain in your country, while our own institution too should remain in our own country. If we like to remain together, we will remain. Like as Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, England, they are together. But the day that Northern Ireland don't want to go, they have a procedure. They have Sinn Féin Party. They want to sit there, the majority now. They hope to ask for a referendum because they have the mandate now. Scottish National Party work hard inside decentralization. They became the majority party in Scotland. They asked for referendum. They gave it in 2014. Unfortunately, majority decided to remain with the United Kingdom for those who wanted independence. That's how you do it. So people who can sit and be killing people, chopping hands, kidnapping ransom, in maybe mostly in Northwest region, then they say they are fighting war. That's not how you fight a war. If you don't have the firepower to go to Yaoundé, if you don't have the firepower to go there, come and join British Cameroon National Party. Politics is alternative to war. Politics is alternative to war. Politics is alternative to war. Don't say somebody tried and failed. Marco Garvey tried in America, it did not succeed. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, other people tried, they did not succeed. Obama came, and what happened? You know. So because you fail, doesn't mean British Cameroon National Party will fail. British Cameroon National Party, we are moving on. We are not turning back. We are moving on. Because you fail doesn't mean we'll fail. Most of you did not have the mechanism. Most of you follow leaders that you don't know. People who don't have probity and integrity. We have probity and integrity. And so those of you, I told you long ago, sometimes people think I'm against them. I'm not against you. If you go and negotiate independence with our republic, they give you, that's good. But my dear brothers and sisters, you know President Macron is the de facto president of the Cameroons. You know President Macron went and installed Idriss Déby's son in Chad. You know Macron is the president. Do Macron want to negotiate with you? Do you think Macron want to lose those natural resources? No. But Macron, if you say we want to negotiate, Swiss talk, Canada talk, those things are some Anglophone ministers who are initiating those things. A to D is not in favor. It's not the government. The only government in the Cameroons is A to D. Prime minister have no powers. Those Anglophone ministers, they have no powers. Anglophone prime minister, no powers. Those Swiss talk, those Canadian talk were championed by some Anglophone minister. A to D calls the shot. A to D listens from France. So ladies and gentlemen, we should stop believing in illusion. When I see people, they go around, I'm going to the UN to talk our history. I'm going to Britain to talk our history. I'm going to Germany to talk our history. My God, who created those countries? Who created British Cameroon? Britain and the UN. Who created La République? Britain and the UN. So why are you going? You're going to explain what to them? A mother will have a child. You're going to explain to that mother how they had the child. Is it your child? My brothers and sisters, if you're not ready to go and stand as a member of parliament in British Cameroon, so let's take most of those seats. If you're not ready to take things into your hands and you think somebody will sit in the United Nations, Britain or France, we say, oh, these resources that we are getting, for 50 years' time, France will not leave it. Because if France leaves the Cameroons, if France leaves France, Africa, there will be economic crisis in France. They will never do that. The greatest law on earth is national interest. The greatest law is national interest. Every country looks for their interest first. And until the day we have members of parliament who are incorruptible, people like myself who believe, who have long held belief all their life that CNU was not good enough. CPDM is not good enough. SDF is not good enough. UNDP is not good enough. What is Moise Kanto party is not good enough. None of them, they don't talk about the Anglophone problem. You think they will change Paul Biya and go there, they will change? They will use the same gendarme and bees to oppress you if they are in Mr. Biya's place. You've seen that all over the world. Togo have changed president. Gabon have changed president. Chad have changed president. Nothing have changed. The day we'll start see changes in Africa is the day that we'll stop using France CFA. Insofar as you keep on using France CFA, France will control your economy. France will control your monetary policy. France will control your interest rate. France will make you to be a country that you will only be exporting, you will never manufacture. Insofar as you use that money, it is better we have our own money. Even if the value is low, even if it is trade by barter, we have to start from somewhere. We have to kick this money out. And we of British Cameroon National Party, we are very open. We are willing to debate with any political party, any topic of your own choosing. We are ready to debate. We don't want to stand on social media and be talking. We are ready to stand on the same platform on the live political debate and debate. If you cannot stand and communicate like us in public, then you are wasting your time. Because people must debate. Why is it that people want to be president, parliamentarian, councillors? They don't want to debate. Why? Because they are not fit for purpose. Because they cannot defend any policies. We of British Cameroon National Party, we believe we can defend a lot. We of British Cameroon National Party, we believe we can do a lot. So ladies and gentlemen, once more, this has been a party political broadcast by myself, Maitre Mola Alex Ndiveli Singer, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. For those of you who are celebrating Western New Year, end of year, good luck to you and I wish you well, because the Chinese, they have their own New Year. The aim of a calendar or New Year was to make sure that people plan their life and their time. So to those of you who believe in it, I wish you well. But to me, Maître Mola Alex Nivelisinger, I believe that there is day, there is night. Every day counts. I celebrate every day. I'm happy. I thank the invisible for having life every day. Because if you keep on waiting for end of year to say, oh, Happy New Year, you don't know if you'll be the end of year will meet you. So to us, every day needs celebration. So for those of you, whether you're celebrating Western New Year or you're celebrating Chinese New Year, I wish Africa had its New Year also, because we just copy and paste in Africa. So I wish you all the best, and I hope everything will be okay. And stay blessed. And the New Year, to those of you who celebrate it, we'll be coming up with a real program on the mechanism, how we have to achieve what we want to achieve. Stay blessed.
Mwanga c'est militaire, moi pas besoin galop, soutez-moi du riz. Serza masamba, trayer mwanga sa kaprar mitsotso, la guerre pa moye bosser se bossoro. Yizatara, tata, tengamwa, gatre masir frenza tumpa kuva limbani, komanda kafua mena kudu kwani mutu. Beto ba militaire, muntu sakana, tu kubri kweto. Moga pepe, moyinga kanga kwe. Moga pepe, moyinga kanga kwe. Marquez pas, 1, 2, ancien combattant, on a soukiri. Marquez pas, et 1, 2, ancien combattant, on a soukiri. Tu ne sais pas que moi je suis ancien combattant. Moi je suis ancien combattant, j'ai fait la guerre mondiale. Dans la guerre mondiale, il n'y a pas de camarades rouailles. Dans la guerre mondiale, il n'y a pas de pitié, mon ami. J'ai tué français, j'ai tué allemand. J'ai tué anglais, moi j'ai tué tchécoslovaque, marquez pas, et 1, 2, on s'est combattant, on a soukiri, marquez pas, et 1, 2, on s'est combattant, on a soukiri. La guerre mondiale, ce n'est pas beau, ce n'est pas beau. La guerre mondiale, ce n'est pas beau, ce n'est pas beau. Quand vient la guerre mondiale, tout le monde est cadavre. Quand vient la guerre mondiale, tout le monde est cadavre. Quand la balle siffle, il n'y a pas de choisir. Si tu fais pas Michangi, mon chéri, il y a cadavre. Avec les coups de matraque, tout ta coupe te traque, cadavre. Ta femme est cadavre, ta mère est cadavre, ton grand-père est cadavre, ton père est cadavre, tes enfants cadavre, les rois cadavre, les reines cadavre, les empereurs cadavre, tous les présidents cadavre. Les ministres cadavres, les gardes-corps cadavres, les motards cadavres, les militaires cadavres, les civils cadavres, les policiers cadavres, les gendarmes cadavres, les travailleurs cadavres, les sommaires cadavres, tes chéris cadavres, ton premier bureau cadavre, ton deuxième bureau cadavre, la bière cadavre, le champagne cadavre. Le whisky cadavre, le vin rouge cadavre, le vin de palme cadavre, les soulards cadavre, musique club cadavre, tout le monde est cadavre, moi-même cadavre.